Heidi ho neighbors, Radio Goji here, and welcome back to Let's Play Kamen Rider Climax Heroes O's. Today's part, we're going to be Kuuga again, but we're going to use his support attack style. Now the basic premise between the support attack style is that instead of being able to freely swap between his forms, he will be able to summon the Goram, which is a big beetle-looking thing, which will be able to attack enemies for us. However, we can still play as any of the four forms. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go with Mighty form. Because why not? I did fairly decently as Mighty form for the most part. So yeah, the time I'm actually recording this is kind of the day before. I know because on Friday, which is when you'll be seeing this, which is when I'll have this up anyway, I'm not actually going to have time to record anything. Zelda's already done with, so that's good. I don't have to worry about that. But I'm not going to be able to record any Baldur's Gate today because I have work, and then right after I have plans. So at the very least, I'm going to get something out of there, and I'm just going to go ahead and record some Kamen Rider while I have the chance. Whoa. And, I don't know what it's showing on the screen there right now, but, I just suffered some major slowdown. Anyway, we are fighting Kabuto, who has his power-up style already, even though we currently don't have that unlocked. I might as well show you the summon. He decides to stop doing a combo on us. This is the summon here. Comes out of nowhere, grabs him, puts him on the ground. The support summons are really good for like if they have you in a combo or something. They can really help as a counterattack to get you out of that combo if you can't move. Now, the support attack style does have a finisher to it. And this is it. This form is called Amazing Mighty Form, and this is the Amazing Mighty Kick. It has great destructive powers used in the show, and of course explosions. I do realize that the first part of the LP featured a distinct lack of explosions, and I wish to remedy that. However, as far as the game is concerned, as far as the LP is concerned, I'm actually going to hold off on using the special attacks or the finishing attacks until the end of the last round, unless I really need them. And we're going to be facing off against Kiva, who has his power form. And I'm getting a lot of slowdown now. Wow. It wasn't doing this earlier. I'm gonna have to see how this turns out on the... I'm gonna have to see how this turns out on Movie Maker before I actually upload it, but... I haven't actually had any slowdown yet, and now I'm getting a lot of it. Well, live and learn, I guess. I'm still going to record the entire thing, it's just... This is going to be a bit annoying because I need my regular frame rate in order to play the game properly. There. So, yeah, it's, technically, when this video is up, it'll be New Year's Eve, so I hope you're all ready for, you know, whatever you do. I don't exactly want to say getting drunk. It's not necessarily... That's not necessarily, what I think of. I mean, I don't get drunk all the time, but... I'm actually gonna have to avoid getting drunk because I have to work in the morning on New Year's Day, so I'm still going to be hanging out with friends and whatnot, but, you know. Here we go. Okay, he's actually countered my final reflect chance, so we just gotta mash buttons here, which really isn't that hard. I've never lost this before, unless I've lost on purpose, or... There have also been times where, like, the batteries run out on my PSP during that, and then as I, you know, plug it back in, turn it back on, I get myself comfortable, and I lost that way. I lose that way. But other than that, you know, with actually being active and trying it, it is not hard to lose that in any respect. So now we're going to be fighting Agito, which is basically kind of a, I wouldn't say Kuuga clone, but they look very similar. And I really hope that slowdown isn't going to affect anything, because if it does, I'm not going to upload this. I'm going to do it again, and then upload it. He also has a support attack on right now. The opponents can also be fairly block happy in this game, in addition to very combo happy. The average AI in hard mode is pretty much block everything you do, then before you have a chance to block anything, go all out with like a super combo. Except he did his rider kick there, yet again. And as I said before, we cannot change forms with this. So unfortunately, while I would like to have Titan form available, it's a little less versatile. It's like before, where I was actually able to get through when my relative skill with Mighty form was kind of failing in the later stages, and I could just turn to Titan form to try to counteract that. It's not going to be happening this time. So hopefully I'll be just, you know, a little more lucky as far as that's concerned. Who knows, I might not do too badly. And I do have a finisher attack that I can bring out in case things get rough, because basically, well, I've been doing the flying mighty kick quite a bit. But I basically just, you know, pull off the finisher attack, then quickly charge up your special gauge again by holding down on the control pad, and then using it again. And I've gotten out of many a scrape using that method. Hopefully, I won't have to do that, because I want to keep it a little more interesting. And he started using his support unit, which is the Machine Tornado in slider mode. That's his motorcycle, basically, which is in kind of an alternate mode that looks sort of like a surf. Well, it doesn't look like a surfboard, but kind of functions that way, like a hoverboard, I should say, rather. Button mashing. I always start button mashing before the thing even comes up. There we go. You might be thinking, well, we're not going to be able to see all their finishers. Well, we'll be able to see their finishers when we do them later. That's all I can say. I mean, who knows? They might get some finishers off on us. And the damage with the finishers does seem to vary, but on average it does appear to take out a third of your health, so like one full health bar. Each character has, at least on the default settings, everyone has 3 health bars it goes through, or that they go through before they die. You got the green, yellow, and then red. You know, if you hadn't noticed that by now. And on average, the finisher attack will take out 1 full health bar, so basically a third of your life. So now we got Kamen Rider Knight. This is the I didn't mention the cards that are down there when we were fighting Odin in the last part. But those cards are basically what the riders in Kamen Rider Ryuki use to use their attacks and whatnot. And since Knight is using his power-up style, he has 4. He's got Sword Vent, which allows him... I mean, I'll be going through this details again when we actually play as Kamen Rider Knight. But he's got Sword Vent, which basically gives him a bigger sword and thus bigger attack power. He's got Guard Vent, which allows him... which basically ups his defense. Survive, which is his form change. And Final Vent, which is his finisher attack. He also has the support attack style where he can summon his contract monster Darkwing. No relation to Darkwing Duck. He's a bat. And in that case, the Advent card that summons Darkwing will replace the Survive card. And basically, the cards will glow when you have enough on the special gauge to use them. And then you basically hit whatever button or buttons to use that, and you can then you can use the cards as much as you want as long as you have the right amount on your special gauge. Because each of the Ryuki riders, all of the Ryuki riders are in the game. You know, we'll find it out eventually, so I may as well just tell you now. And they've basically been copied and pasted from the Kamen Rider Dragon Knight game that was over in America. And that was pretty much more or less based off of the Climax Heroes engine anyway. And I actually have played the Dragon Knight game. I haven't seen the Dragon Knight show because I've already seen Ryuki and I really don't care. But I played the game and it's actually not that bad. The card system was pretty unique at the time. The card system in this game is better. Because in Dragon Knight you can only use your card once, and then you can't use it again for the rest of the round. But in the case of this game, you can use the card as much as you want, as long as you can get enough special meter on your gauge. So you're not stuck with only using Sword Vent for like 5 seconds and then having it go away before you can do any damage and not be able to use it again. Because that's what happened to me. That's what has happened to me quite a few times in Dragon Knight. Anyway, now that I've basically explained the entirety of how the card system works before we even use any of those riders, we're up against Hibiki now. And Hibiki is... his main strength is that he can rack up huge combos if he lands like one certain attack on you, and I think he's trying to do it on me. This. His, Ongeki attack. Basically, if he lands that, it can go up to an 8-hit combo, or yeah, an 8-hit combo. And depending on what form he turns into, he can get even bigger combos like that. Hibiki is one of those few riders that only has the power-up style, but can actually choose what form he wants to turn into. Blade was one of those. I did forget to mention that when we fought Blade last time. But in like Hibiki's case, he starts off with the ability to turn into the Kurenai form, and we can later unlock his armed form, or Hibiki Soko if you prefer to call him that. I just say armed Hibiki because that's what comes up, and that's how it's listed in the official Romanizations of everything. We actually broke his guard, which is something I don't normally do. I'm surprised he hasn't hit me more times with the Ongeki attack. I need to turn off the screensaver thing that makes my screen go dark. It's annoying. Hibiki is not one of my better characters, and we'll see when we get to that point. Well, I walked right into that. Yeah, hopefully the slowdown is not going to affect this video. I know I said this before, but last time the video came out so well. I was a little disappointed to find that I'm getting slowdown now. But hopefully, I mean, I've had slowdown. I think when I actually recorded the intro video, it got some slowdown, and it ended up fine during the editing process and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe we might get lucky. Yeah, he can breathe fire. And Kamen Rider Hibiki, all the riders are Oni. So, they can breathe fire and all that fun stuff. In fact, Hibiki seems a little bit more detached than to the Kamen Rider name than other riders happen to be. I mean, in the older series, they were all, Kamen Rider, whatever. Like, Kamen Rider, or Kamen Rider Black, or Kamen Rider V3. And then in a lot of the newer... Oh, it's you again. Decade. Ugh. Anyway. In a lot of the newer series, they're barely called Kamen Riders at all. I think the only one that actually... I mean, there were a few that actually went out and called them Kamen Riders. I know Ryuki did, Blade did, Kabuto called them the Masked Rider system, and Kamen Rider does mean Masked Rider, but, they weren't called Kamen Riders, they were just called Riders. Decade, I know, called them Kamen Riders, because, he has all the powers of the Kamen Riders or whatever. Double called them all Kamen Riders, and then in O's you could see the name when the new rider, like the blueprints for Kamen Rider Birth were on the computer screen in a couple scenes. It actually said Kamen Rider Birth on there. But like in most of these, in the actual shows, they're not called Kamen Riders at all, and even if they are, they barely use the motorcycles anymore. I mean, there are quite a few sequences where they do use the motorcycles, but they're very few and far between from what I've seen. I mean, they'll use them like at the beginning, and then that's it. They'll like in Kabuto, they use the bike's super special awesome cast-off powers like once, and that's all I remember. And Decade is kicking my ass. Uh-oh. Cheeky. That was close. Yeah, you normally don't see Decade in his form change style when you fight him in arcade mode. In fact, a lot of these guys, you normally fight them in their ultimate forms. I was surprised that Agito wasn't doing one. If it wasn't in Shining form, he was doing the Tornado. But I think I've seen, even like in all of the times I've gone through arcade mode, I've only seen Decade using his form change style once. I don't remember what he turned into. I think he turned into Blade, but whatever. Shot to face. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, he broke our guard. That's the main issue. I think I might have to go ahead and start spamming these attacks again for now. And we didn't do it first time. I mean, we might have to start doing this now. I do like the song that it sings for Decade, though. I liked it even when it was just, like one of the background songs. And the PSP version of this game does have the ability to set up a custom soundtrack. We're not going to be doing that during the LP. But, like, I know I've seen a lot of people who did gameplay videos of the game, and they all have, like, Ride the Wind as the Oh. Oh. Yeah, I had to use the clip again, I'm sorry. It fits so well. Yes, we're going to continue. But yeah, a lot of people use Ride the Wind for their decade climax time. I don't inherently have any problems with Ride the Wind, but it just starts off too slow. And, you know, especially when people use the full versions of the songs, and it starts off way too slow to even, it doesn't really fit. That's why it goes right to the good part in the show. I actually just, you know, kept the default song. So hopefully we can get lucky with this, because I probably should be using the Goram more than I am. I never think about it. That's the nice thing, I can just hold back to block and then use my other hand to hit the analog pad and break his combo. Like I was saying, I should probably do that more. See, now it's singing my music. And I know I said I would normally put off using the finisher until round 2 at the very least, the winning round, but I just kind of want to get this over with. We're already putting a whole other fight in here, and these normally already come up as 30 minutes long, so... And I do apologize if you don't really like watching 30-minute videos. I know not a lot of people do. It's just, with the way this is, I'm going to be doing it all in one straight shot anyway. And I don't want to... I mean, it really isn't that that hard to just split it up into 2 15-minute videos. But, you know, I've gotten really good with using the sign-off and the greeting at the beginning and end of every part. And these videos are really, you know, because I'm just doing them in one straight shot, they really are meant to be one long video. From what I understand, YouTube is doing something with saving now. Like, you can navigate away from the page and come back, and it'll be at the point you were at or something like that. I normally watch them all in one straight shot because I have the time. I really don't care. And I do understand that there are a lot of people who don't want to put aside the time to watch a 30-minute video. And you know, I do apologize for the Climax Heroes videos basically being 30 minutes long. Oh, we're at Odin already. Huh. This might not be as long as I thought it was going to be. Well, actually, the last one ended up being like like 28 minutes long after I... And that also had the credits in there. We're not going to watch the credits again, because the credits are just going to... You know... There really isn't much of a point to that, because, you know, the credits are the same. They don't change at all. So it might be around the same... Well, it'll probably be around the same time if I can beat him in like 3 minutes. Nah, I'm not gonna bother trying. And I'm lucky that I have such a huge hard drive, because these captured video files, like the last one, that was the last one I did, the last video I captured, which was basically parts 1 and 2 put together, was like 7 gigs, and you know, that was for like a 35-40 minute video, and of course I cut a lot of that out, but the raw file is 7 gigs, but luckily, I still use. I know I got Pinnacle Studio, which came with the Dazzle, but I still use Movie Maker for the editing, and you know, it edits down from like, you know, 5 gigs or so, I guess, to like 300 megs for the 30-minute video. I'm like, that's not too bad, especially considering I'm going to be getting rid of that the 7 gig one as soon as I possibly can after I'm done with the you know, because I get rid of all my temporary files and I just keep the fully edited ones. At least, you know, I mean, I don't have every single video anymore, you know, with the virus and all my computer problems and all that. I don't have... There are a lot of videos I don't have anymore, obviously. I don't have anything... like, all my Mole-Mania videos are gone. Well, the virus wiped out... Mole-Mania and everything before Baldur's Gate Part 27. The original Part 20, or no, the original Part 28 and before, because I had to redo Part 28 after the first time. And Jetman went away with that too. And then, like, from the second iteration with the crappy hard drive, or with the bad hard drive rather, I basically lost everything. You know, all the Baldur's Gate videos before Part 45 and before, the first 2 parts of Zelda, and as well as the quick playthroughs of Shadowgate and Kirby's Dream Land, I believe. So basically everything from... If you look on there, like everything from like Mega Man 3 and onward, I still have. Or Zelda 18, rather. But anyway, I've rambled on way too long about that, and we really need to end this video. So next time, because we're currently done with Kuuga, we'll get that later. But next time we will fight as Agito with his first power-up style, which will turn him into Trinity Form. I don't know if you can... Yeah, that's the one you unlock. So we will we will basically be doing the Agito power-up run with Trinity Form, and that will be tomorrow's video from this Let's Play. Talk about an awkward way to end a part. I've been Rado Goji, and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?